clicked on this video, it is probably because you are wondering how you can price your coaching package to get sales and also make a profit. And I'm going to teach you that by the end of this video. So let's go.
I attract money, wealth is in my reach. I got everything I want and everything I need. I keep my mind open, abundance overflows. I budget right and I know where all my money goes. I am debt free and money works for me.
What up, Kingdom Builders? Welcome back to my channel. I am 𝗛𝗲𝗀𝗀, your favorite business strategist in these internet streets. I coach corporate professionals and first-time entrepreneurs on how to turn their skills, talents, and expertise into profitable online coaching businesses. Welcome to Soul Chef Land. This is my internet home where I help you to go from confused to the ethical, cash generating boss that we both know you are meant to be. And in today's video, we are definitely getting to this money. We are talking all about pricing and how to price your first coaching package. So when it comes to pricing, I want you to know that it is not a science. It is definitely an art, okay? But what I find is most people are like, okay, what should I charge? And they typically do one of two different things. They probably go out in the market, do a little bit of research to see what other people in their industry is charging, and they'll look and see, okay, like on the high end, I see people that have a package that's for $10,000, $8,000, and then on the low end, there are people who are charging $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 per coaching package. And what they will do is, number one, they will try to price themselves somewhere in the middle between those two averages. So let's say they'll create a package for, let's say, $4,000 or $5,000. And on the flip side of that, what people typically do is they try to underbid everyone else and be the lowest price on the market. So if everyone else is charging between $1,500 and $10,000 per package, then they'll say, I'm only going to charge $1,000, right? And here's the problem. When you do this, you are probably, number one, undercharging yourself, and it's going to be very hard for you to turn a profit, if at all, right? Okay, so when you think about online businesses, when it comes to women entrepreneurs, and especially Black women, we know that we represent the fastest growing number of entrepreneurs, the fastest growing population of online businesses. But in that same breath, we typically have the lowest annual revenue in our businesses, and a lot of that comes from the pricing structure and not charging enough for your services. So when you try to be the lowest, cheapest person on the market, you're doing yourself a disservice, as well as other women, particularly women of color entrepreneurs. So that's why it's important to make sure that you're charging enough for your services, and that also you don't base your pricing just off of what you see other people doing. Because if everyone else is undercharging, guess what? Now you're just putting yourself in that same basket to where you're also undercharging as well. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can actually price your packages to turn a profit. And that comes with step number 1, which is to price for profit. And I know you're like, okay, 𝗛𝗲𝗀, obviously I want to make a profit if I have a business. But here is what I mean by this. Most people typically start charging by coming up with an arbitrary number, and they're just like, well, this is my price, right? But when it comes to pricing your packages, you want to take the time to really understand and identify all the business expenses that you have in your business. So I want you to think about the software that you're using to host webinars or trainings, to do your coaching calls, if you're doing consultations or discovery calls, how much is the software you're using for your booking system? How much is the software you're using for your webinars or trainings? How much are you paying for like Zoom, if that's what you're using for your meetings? Any other software that you're using, your CRM, any expenses that you have, in your business, you want to make sure that you identify those and add those up so that you get to your annual expenses, and then divide by 12 so that you know exactly how much your expenses are charging you on a monthly basis. And here's why I want you to do this. So when I say price for profit, you want to look at the total expenses that you have on a monthly basis and then add a minimum of 30% to that. So the average profit margin for services is 30%, so that is why I'm saying to add 30% to that. Just to keep it basic, let's say that your monthly expenses is a total of $1,000 per month. Now, and the bare minimum that you should be charging is going to be 30% more than that. So 30% would be $300. So at a minimum, your coaching package should be at least $1,300. So even if you only get one client per month, you know that it covers all of your expenses, plus you still have a 30% profit margin, and that is money that you can reinvest back into your business, or maybe if you want to pay yourself, you know, whatever. So you do have a little bit of a cushion. Now, I said 30% because that is a bare minimum, but if you want to, you can increase that margin to 50% or 100% if that's what you want to do, but that is just the ground basis for starting. Which leads me to the next step in pricing your packages, and this is to reverse engineer. So in addition to actually identifying your monthly expenses, I like to start with the end goal in mind and think about, well, how much money do I actually want to make in my business? And for example, for most new coaches starting out, their goal is to get to consistent 10K months, right? So if your goal is to get to consistent 10K months, think about the capacity that you have to serve clients each month in order to get to that goal. So for example, if you know, okay, I'm still working my full-time job, so I can only work with one client per week. So in order to get to 10K per month, there's 4 weeks in a month. That means that you need to charge $2,500 per package in order to get to your goal, right? So you can literally reverse engineer what price point you need to set in order to get to your desired income goal. So hopefully that is making sense. If you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comments and I will be there to help you out, okay? Now, if you want, this is just general pricing structures and guides, but if you want my specific help with your specific business model or your unique case, then definitely come over and join me in Kingdom Build Society or Kingdom Build Incubator, and I can give you more personalized, deep attention that can really give you answers specific to your business model, okay? All right, so now that you know that in order to hit your income goal of $10,000 per month, you want to have a coaching package that is $2,500. Now you can literally start with your price point in mind and then reverse engineer what value, what you need to add to your package in order to be able to charge $2,500 per month. I find it's a lot easier to start with a price and work backwards than to create something and then try to figure out how to price it later on. So if you know you want to charge $2,500, then say, okay, I'm going to create a $2,500 coaching package in order for my clients to get the value out of this and for me to feel good about charging $2,500, my clients to feel good about the results that they're getting, the value that they're getting. What do I need to include? Now, in the last video that I did in this series, I talked about what to include in your coaching package. I also did a video on how to structure them. So definitely go back and check out those two videos. I will leave them pinned up in the card so that you can check them out to get an idea of what to include in your packages. But basically, you can say, okay, I want to create a $2,500 coaching package. How long does this need to be? It needs to be 3 months, months long. And in that 3 months, I need to help my clients do X, Y, and Z. Set your milestones. It's going to help them get to that result. And then determine what else you need to include in order to showcase the value that you're actually offering to your clients. Okay, so now that we've talked about how to reverse engineer your pricing, start with the price point and go backwards, the last step in pricing is to tweak and repeat based on supply and demand. So if you're like me and you went to business school, if you have an MBA or whatever, you know that one thing that comes up over and over and over again in all of your business trainings and all of your business classes is supply and demand, right? And so when it comes to pricing your services, you may decide that you're offering a package at $2,000, $2,500, and the demand is really, really high, right? Even though you're only seeing a set number of clients every week or every month, you end up with a wait list of people who are waiting to work with you. You end up with a whole Rolodex of people who are waiting in order to be able to pick your brain and have access to your expertise so that they can get to their desired result. If you find yourself in a situation where the demand is really, really high, but you don't have the capacity to serve more people, to add more coaching sessions, then what you want to do is actually tweak your price by increasing the price. And what happens is when you increase your price, the demand will go down, because there are going to be some people, honestly, who are just like, I would have paid for this at $2,000, but I don't want to pay $5,000, right? But this is going to help you to weed those people out, which is perfectly fine. But those people who really, 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 really want to work with you are going to pay that price because they want to work with you. They're going to pay that higher price. And so that's a way for you to really control the supply and demand, the ebb and flows in your business. Now, on the flip side of that, let's say that you create a $10,000 package and the supply is high, but the demand is really, really low, or there's no demand at all, right? No one is buying at that price. Then you may want to go and tweak your pricing. You may want to tweak the offer or what's included. You may want to decrease your price so that the price will actually balance out the supply and the demand of what it is that you have to offer. So those are the 3 tips that I have for you when it comes to pricing your coaching packages. Hopefully you found this information to be very valuable. Let me know down in the comments below this video which one of these tips is your favorite. Thank you so much for stopping by my internet home. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Share this information with someone you know it will be valuable to them as well. If you want personalized guidance and feedback on pricing your coaching packages, how to structure them, what to include, whether it should be lifetime or limited access, if you need help with all the details, all the tea for creating your online coaching packages, then definitely come over and join me in Kingdom Built Society. This is where you get more access to me to get personalized feedback from me and my team and the whole community in order to build your profit boosting coaching business. In the meantime, make sure you check out these 2 videos right here for more details on creating your first coaching package that sells. If you're really about that life, you can check out this whole playlist right here. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.